Hello, welcome back to the Watford Way for a unexpected video, a Watford FC transfer update, and this is in regards to the futures of two Watford players. Yasir Larouci, our Algerian left back, currently on loan, and Mileta Rajović, our striker, who's out on loan at Brondby. So yes, an update in regards to both of them players, and we'll start with the Algerian left back Yasir Larouci, who, according to reports from Africa Foot, is set to sign for Watford on a permanent contract. So some big news, actually, a big update in regards to the future of Yasir Larouci at Watford. An unexpected update for me. You guys will know, if you're regular viewers of the channel, that I'm not a huge Yasir Larouci fan. I think he has his good moments, especially in attacking areas, but defensively, I'm still yet to be convinced by his ability. But if we're to take this report at face value from Africa Foot, he is set to sign for Watford on a permanent contract. Now, I got my Google Translate out. I read through the report and clarified exactly what it said and what the details are in regard to this deal. And we don't know the length of contracts or the reported transfer fee, albeit I assume the transfer fee would be relatively low considering Watford's current financial situation. But what I did gather from the report is that Watford seem to have exceeded the number of games played for Yasir Larouci, and by playing X number of games, that seems to have then triggered the transfer agreement between the two clubs. So Yasir Larouci has clearly exceeded a number of games that was prior agreed with his parent club. Watford have gone, okay, we're happy with the player, we feel he can offer enough to the squad. And yeah, this agreement has been made. As I said, we don't know the transfer fee. We don't know the reported contract length. But for me, I do feel it is a positive move. As I said earlier, I'm not a huge Yasir Larouci fan. I do feel there are better options out there for Watford to get. But he is a semi-decent permanent left-back option. And that is something Watford haven't had for quite some time, especially in the last 2 or 3 years. We've kept going in for loanee left-backs. Of course, Larouci is one, Jamal Lewis, Hassan Kamara. We've never really had a proper permanent left-back at Watford who is of, a decent quality. And yeah, I think this is probably the right move to make, I would say. As I say, I just have doubts over his defensive qualities. But yeah, as long as the deal is right for the club and it's not too financially substantial, then I do think this is the right move to make. The second player I want to talk about today is someone who some people love, some people hate, and some people are quite indifferent towards. And of course, you all would have guessed by now that player is Mileta Rajovic, and the reports coming from Danish outlet Inner News Sport suggest that Rajovic is set to sign for Brondby IF on a permanent transfer from Watford. Now, I put this out on Twitter and Instagram on our social pages a day or so ago, and it got a huge reaction from Watford fans. Some in outroar that we would let a player like Rajovic go, and some people really happy that we're moving on from a striker of Rajovic's ability. My point of view is probably somewhere in the middle, where it's clear to see for me that Rajovic as a long-term option isn't good enough to be Watford's number 9 up front. But in certain game scenarios and game situations, especially from set pieces, crosses, corners, anywhere within kind of the 6-yard box, the penalty box, from aerial situations, Rajovic is an effective option, but that isn't how Tom Cleverley wants to play long-term at the club. And as we look to grow and develop in the coming months and years, hopefully, under Tom Cleverley's management, I don't think Rajovic would ever be the first choice pick. And for someone who is approaching his mid-20s, the peak of his footballing career and physical ability, I think Rajovic wants to play consistent first-team football. And to do so in his home country in Denmark at a big club like Brondby, I think would be a really good option for him. Now, once again, this report doesn't mention contract length or a reported fee, but if Watford could recoup even a transfer fee we paid for him a couple of years ago, I think that would be viewed as a success internally at the club, just due to the fact that a lot of people view that transfer as a failure, I would say, because yeah, we all expected, a bit more from Rajovic. And yes, he scored double digits in his first season at Watford, but his all-round game wasn't quite there for me. So yeah, if this report is true, once again, I wish Rajovic all the best for the future. And yeah, he certainly gave us some good moments. Even at the start of this season, Millwall away from home at the Den, he got that last minute 90th minute winner, I should say, in front of them travelling Watford fans. So yeah, he certainly is a good guy, and yeah, I do think he will go on to have a good career, whether that's in Denmark or elsewhere in the future. Okay, thank you very much for watching this brief Watford FC news update today. Do you agree with signing Yasir Larouci on a permanent deal? Do you want Rajovic to leave over to Denmark? Let us know in the comments section down below, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.